story flip if I let you tell it. Put my heart and soul in so you feel it. I ain't never faking, I'm the realest since Tupac in imprisonment, claiming his innocence. Currently, I'm the greatest rapper in a sense. But any currency, I'm still guaranteed my wins. This is coming from within, I stuff for real, I don't pretend. When the OG spilling knowledge, bet it's best you soak it in. I'm a prophet to them scholars, got them chakras opening. Got them fixing up they octaves, now they truly focused in. I'm seeing 2020 visions. Daily manifesting on my premonitions. Best to keep it neutral, got my own religion. The brainwash, gotta make your own decision. My word is James Bond, I stay on a mission. Coming for the top position, ain't no competition, man. Pull up in the top is missing, the opposition ain't. All that lane switching, this is what the game is. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle show. This so perennial, do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle show. This so perennial, do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.
All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New England Patriots and the Philadelphia Eagles. NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go. Check. Watch 54. Watch the pass.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. He was trying to get that one to Kenny Stills, but it's going to be second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They run with Breida. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll be a third and about 13. From the gun, Jackson. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender is making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Boston Scott, his first carry. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Mariota. They'll roll him out right. And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sack. Kevin Byard, the Middle Tennessee Blue Raider, gets the sack.
Not a blitz, but the guy who's normally the last line of defense recognized that he had a chance to get to the quarterback, and that's exactly what he did.
Right, let's go now. Right side of the end. Go with Mike. In the face. Check.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
2-yard loss brings up 3rd down and 12.
Mike. Let's go, D. One. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 2.
Mariota to throw it this time. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Bryant down the return. The Patriots take over 1st and 10.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next. There he goes, right side, and all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Jakeem Grant, 79 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0.
Eagles 0.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
You don't want none. Pick up the ball.
He's going to be stopped well behind the line of scrimmage, and that's pretty much going to wipe out their gain from 1st down. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
Kill. One. Kill. Turn up.
That one complete to Hill. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And the Patriots take over. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Breida. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Vic Beasley able to make the tackle. These two teams, the Eagles and the Pats, did not meet in the regular season last year, so their last official bout was in Super Bowl 52 in Minneapolis. Everybody remembers that one with the Eagles staking claim to their first ever title. And the Philly special went down in football history with Nick Foles catching the pass from Trey Burton in the end zone. What a game that was. He's going to fire one deep left side. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for New England. 48 yards. How about this first quarter for them throwing the football?
This defense has zero answers for what they've seen so far with the ball in the air. I'm not sure how they're going to change things around, but offensively, I keep attacking. I keep throwing the football until they make me change.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Go! Kill. You go tight. You got tight. You got straight.
On second down, a run with Breida. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Ready. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. 54. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Come on. Check 3.
On 3rd down, Jackson. This one caught by Isabella. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
At the 8-yard line.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. Shit.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he keeps fighting his way into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Matt Breida with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Here we go.
Their own 19-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. On 2nd and 9, Mariota. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Mike 54. Don't get nervous. Watch the eye.
No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
Baby, get him, boy. Get him, boy. Watch left, watch left. Watch left.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Going deep this time for Miller. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
The Eagles on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Pats will take over at their own 20. The Pats at the line ready to go. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Check, check, check.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
It's East-West. It's coming again.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Eagles' 44-yard line.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0.
They don't want it. Keep playing hard, fellas, all day.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. From the gun on third down, Jackson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 28, and his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. On first down, here's Breida. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Yannick Ngakoue in on the stop.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
This is Breida. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Jackson. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we've got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here.
Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked up by James Bradbury. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 15.
2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. That ball complete to Isabella. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Jackson on first down. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. Kenny Stills, the intended receiver, and now it's 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
You ain't doing nothing today.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Jakeem Grant as time expires in the first half. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. And just before the half ends, the prayer is answered. Defensively, a disaster there.
I know often we're surprised when this actually works. I mean, the excitement level goes way up, but maybe we shouldn't be because I know as a defender, you've got to play the ball in this situation, but you can't interfere with the receiver because, remember, it's a spot foul, and it'd be 1st and goal if it happens in the end zone, and you don't want to give up that play. And that little bit of hesitancy often works really well for offensive guys.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, watch 54.
On 2nd and 9, Mariota. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Fletcher Cox, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Big hold of the 30, and all the way up to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle first down.
Well, partner, if we had their entire playbook in front of us, I'm not sure we would have picked out that play as the one to run in that situation. How about the guts of the offensive coordinator? Dialing that one up into great success.
Sliding out of the pocket. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. That's caught inside the 20. And he's got this way down inside of New England's 10-yard line. A big play there for Philly. 56 yards. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good run, 8 yards there, and it'll be 2nd and goal. That's what they wanted out of that first down play. Run it down there. Now they're knocking on the door.
The only thing that would have been better was getting it in, and now they can do whatever they want because they've got confidence on their side. Line up quickly and go, or savor it a little bit, but I run right back at them.
Watch 54. Watch 54. Let's go.
2nd down and goal. Mariota. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Evan Ingram, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles get a score closer. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Where are they, team? Deuce. Motion. One. Mike 54.
They'll try and run it up the middle. And he'll find his way in for 2. And we're back to a 2-score game. The lead's cut to 16. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded at the 6. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Pats at the line ready to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
He can't hang. He's not going to run it.
Jackson from the shotgun. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Now Jackson to throw on 3rd down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. It got his man complete. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the 3rd quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
Breida, he'll try to right side. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
They run, Devontae Freeman. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
59, check, 59. Watch the run.
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. And he fires one, but incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will make this now a 19-point advantage. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Off the play fake, Mariota finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Let's go, team. It's going to be a long day, offense.
From the 45 on second down, Mariota. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. The Eagles on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. He can run for it, and he will. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. To throw Mariota. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Patriots defense is going to take over on downs. The Pats at the line ready to go. Been a very strong performance for them really on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs the most recent example. And now pressure comes and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Yannick Ngakoue. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now the pass hauled in by Kenny Stills. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 22 yards there, a first down. This quarterback now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%. And it's 1st and 10.
Check 3, check 3, check 3. 80 weapon.
Operating from the gun, Jackson. Throw left side, complete to Isabella. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot first down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide-open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Lorenzo Alexander in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year. And this one is right down the middle. And that will extend their lead now up to 22. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
On second down, it's Sanders. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down.
Here we go.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They go play action. Mariota. Flush to it. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. How about the safety, Minkah Fitzpatrick, swooping in for the sack.
It's second down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson, and the pressure gets to him again. Yannick Ngakoue make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Here's Jackson to throw. And here he's got Grant. A crazy sequence here. A huge gain that time, but it still leaves him well short for fourth down.
Well, go ahead and throw the ball, man. You got the big lead. You got the clock on your side. Obviously, they don't care much about the feelings of the other team, do they?
Well, I was going to say, you better run to the locker room pretty quick after this one.
Well, right now, maybe. They're just looking at it from the fantasy perspective. More points for everyone if they win big.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. Now Jackson. And this is caught, but they say out of bounds. It would have been a first down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to give up the football. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that, saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
A loss of 2 there, second down. The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Avery Williamson picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Mariota. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Now Mariota being chased out left. And an alley to run. So 1st and 10 after a big mistake on 4th down with a penalty. Play fake. Mariota. And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sack. Myles Garrett, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Mariota now 8 of 17 so far, under 50%. From the red zone now, Mariota. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Mariota, he's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game.